and how to prove the improvements SWE software engineers get by enabling virtual threads versus not enabling virtual threads. So could we do like some A/B testing where we have observability in there and we can like say, hey, look, this is actually doing something good, right?
Yeah. I think there are two metrics you could take a look at. One is definitely when you get some traffic on your app is the memory consumption. Because with virtual threads, you get less platform threads. And with each platform thread, you get a certain amount of memory being allocated.
They're expensive.
Yeah, exactly. They're expensive. With virtual threads, it's way cheaper. So depending on your case, one obvious outcome that you should get is lower global memory consumption when you're getting high traffic or high concurrent traffic on your app. That should be a given. The other one that you could have a look at is maybe less context switching. So maybe a bit more efficient CPU, because instead of switching from one platform thread to another in a thread pool, if you have high concurrency and bursty traffic, there you might see a little less CPU being used because the scheduler is more efficient. One thing to really pay attention to is that when you're enabling virtual threads, sometimes what happens is the connection pool was actually your limitation factor. So the amount of traffic that your application could absorb was limited by the amount of concurrent connections that you could handle with that thread pool of connections.
Yeah.
And now that you've unleashed that, maybe you would notice quite quickly the next bit, which might be your database or some external system. So in some cases, when you enable virtual threads, the performance might get worse because you're uncovering an issue that was always hidden in your app. So that's definitely, you want to try things out, especially with quite a bit of traffic. And maybe you don't want to throw it in production right away if you're worried that some database or external system is a bit brittle or that might uncover it in live in production.
I think one thing we learned today, and one thing I like to say, is that hope is not a production strategy. So you can't just hope things are going to work.